DTM Blake Smith.
Good morning. In preparation for today's roast, I was forced to reach out to loved ones, coworkers, and employers to get some backstage info on these three Toastmasters. On the surface, these three past presidents and roast master appeared remarkable, but as I dug deeper, remarkable probably wasn't the best word. You decide. Rather than beleaguer the point, I think what I will do is quote Chief Lone Whitey, the sidekick for outlaw Josie Wales, when he said, "A little lady, hell is coming to breakfast." Let's start with Carson. I didn't know too much about Carson Schaefer. I called up Cindy. I said, "Cindy, tell me something about Carson. Why is he so funny? He's humorous. Tell me something interesting." And she said, "Oh my Lord, are you talking about the same Carson?" I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Thought I was marrying a musician. He's an engineer. His jokes stink. No one knows what he's talking about." You know why we live in Christmas? Because the only people that will laugh at his jokes are horses, sheep, and pigs. And if they don't laugh, he'll eat them. I can't handle it. I could have married an accountant. Thank you. Let's start with Tim Taylor. Tim Taylor, entrepreneur, angler extraordinaire, charitable donor for the marginalized members of society. I have discovered Tim's secret for those fishing trophies that his family has won out on the St. John's and Lake Monroe. He buys all the speckled perch caught by his buddies at the Hontoon Island Fish Camp the day before the event. He then feeds those poor little fish dough balls stuffed with BBs. The night before, and voila, a fish this big weighs 6 pounds. Wow. First place again in the fishing tournament. What a role model. Now, Tim, of course, is really known for his generosity. His wife, Carissa, gave me this lovely letter from one of the recipients of many of his donations. Dear Mr. Taylor, we cannot thank you enough for the funding that you have given our organization. Just this year, 12 of our association members have gone on to lucrative full-time work thanks to your extensive hands-on intern program. To have a community member selflessly donate to our group and for you to give so many of us our start in our chosen profession is indeed a blessing. Sincerely, Fawn, Shimmer, and Tawny, executive officers for the Central Florida Amateur Strippers Association. Let's talk about Mark Shear. Mark Shear, whose last name is actually a synonym for transparent, which is a good thing because transparency is something that was seriously lacking when he was president. Mark Shear, king of the water sports, sort of. According to Dr. Cooper, CEO of Advent Health, Mark was applying for a job and told them he was an ear man. As they needed a new otolaryngologist, they welcomed the interview. Sadly, he had just returned from Costa Rica, where he had just fished out a bale of Colombia's finest from the Caribbean, wearing a flowered shirt, board shorts, and sunglasses to the interview. As they're all watching him, he reached into his pocket, pulled out a fatty, and lit it, went, "Ear man!" Yeah, wrong ear man, no job. Next interview was Orlando Health. He brought in his drawings for new design and operating room tables. As the team looked closely, they discovered he had brought them blueprints for bookcases and nightstands from IKEA. Well, at least they were stapled together. Orlando Health suggested he join Toastmasters and have a run at sales instead. Now he was a DTM and a VP. Go figure. I guess COVID really did kill that employee shortage out there. This brings us to Linda Spear. This took some real digging. The thing that made me curious was all the darn speeches on bicycle riding. So many speeches it makes you wonder if Toastmasters has a path she's following. You know, a bike path. Linda and I are friends on Facebook, and I've noticed that all her bike trip pictures and posts coincide with visits to wineries and vineyards. All her trips. Italy, Albania. I did a Google search with Linda's portrait with the words Europe and bicycle. A day later, I received an email from the Italian Carabinieri, Italy's version of the Highway Patrol. Capitano Giuseppe Mirabella wrote, "Attenzione, signor Miss Smith." I'm sorry, you probably don't speak mock Italian, do you? In 2002, in the Chianti region of Italy, Linda drank so much Chianti that she took her rental car and started driving through the 300-year-old vineyard, laughing hysterically, yelling, "Who are you gonna call, Ghostbusters?" The same thing happened in the Tuscan region. The police found out about that she had been destroying vineyards all over Europe. Interpol decided to make her wear an ankle bracelet that alerted them if she drove a car anywhere near a winery. Linda's solution? Well, the roller derby queen found herself 20 bike drinking clubs that don't require sobriety tests. Problem solved. And they said they make her wear a bright pink suit in case they find her in a ditch. She'll be easy to spot. Let's talk about the number 50 as I wrap up. 50 is about the total of years of experience between these three past presidents. Half a century, baby. Half a century. How much time are you going to give this club? Because these three individuals, I love them and they've given their all. Thank you so much.
Good job, man.